Hello, my name is Jeff Chastain. I'm a professional EOS implementer and founder and CEO of Admentus. When working with my clients through the EOS process and implementing EOS in their business, we follow a proven process each and every time. The same process, same steps that's been shown to work over and over. And in going through that, I get the same kind of questions over and over. So I wanted to go through this video, get you just a few quick highlights here, kind of show you the top level view of this process, and then just get you a little bit more information if you're interested in EOS and how we can get started. So first off here, obviously EOS there's a book out there called Traction by Gina Whitman. So every bit of EOS, every bit of the system, every bit of the tools, every bit of the process is documented in that book. So a lot of the questions I get right off the bat is simply, can I do this myself? And the answer is yes, truly yes. You can, if you've got that, the ability, if you've got the situation in your business, if you can go through the motions or go through the actions there of getting into that book, digging out the details, working through it with your team, absolutely you can do it yourself. Now I will throw in a couple caveats here without trying to be too self-serving here on this. When you're looking at EOS, through this process, my role in this journey is bring several things to the table that you'll have trouble replicating, or at least I've seen in other cases where you'll have trouble replicating these within your business. So first off, as a consultant, so no, that's not my role. That's not my thing here. That a consultant is, from a business standpoint, somebody that comes in and implements a software package or implements something inside of your business. They're working inside of your business. They're in a lot of ways almost another member of your team kind of a thing there. My role as an EOS implementer is not to be your director of EOS or your director of process management or business management or whatever kind of other title we might be able to put on it. My role is not to sit on your leadership team. Instead, my role first is that of a teacher. So I'm bringing EOS, I'm bringing the tools, I'm bringing the history, I'm bringing everything about this system to both you and to your leadership team, teaching you, walking you through the fundamentals of this system for you to be able to turn around and go back and implement it into your business yourself. Secondarily, I'm a coach. So if you think of more of a sports team analogy kind of a thing here, the coach is not the one in playing the game. Despite my years of coaching sports and stuff, and the desire to get in many times and actually play the game kind of a thing, that's simply not the role of the coach. The coach is the ones to sit here and drive the accountability, drive the leadership team here really to become their best, to work through this, provide that third party accountability to say, okay, why did we not hit our goals? Why did we not meet our numbers from last quarter? Where's the accountability? Where's the issues? And many times doing that within the business can be very challenging. It's much easier to have that third party outside person that can either ask the stupid questions, why do we do things this way? Why is business run this way? Or just to simply sit there and drive your team to elevate themselves, elevate their skill level, elevate their level of success there to move your business forward. The third part here is that of a facilitator. So from a facilitation standpoint, my role is really to help drive that open, honest discussion within your team, help them just to become a more healthy, more cohesive team, smoke out the issues, address the issues, things like that, and just move forward. So from an implementer standpoint, it really breaks down into these three levels: the teacher, the coach, the facilitator. It's not a consultant. It's not somebody that's embedded into your business long term. My goal is, if you think of it from a parent perspective in riding the bicycle, I'm going to sit there initially, hold onto the seat, teach you how to ride that bicycle, catch you initially, help guide you initially right there kind of thing to get through that process, train you so that hopefully you can grow up and graduate at that point that I let go of the seat, you're off and running with your business, you're moving forward, and I can step back and stay out of the picture. So looking at this process, again, I mentioned what the proven process is for EOS. This is the process I step through with each of my clients as we go through implementing EOS into their business. So this is what we refer to, or what I refer to as a staged learning process. So this is not a seminar. Yes, it is a book that you can go read, but still it's not something that you dabble with, that you go pick up over the weekend and by Monday turn around and implement it, everybody's an expert going forward kind of a thing. What we do here is actually, and I'll explain it once we get into some of the details here, but we'll actually go through and do teaching days, full day sessions of teaching days, working through tools, working through things in your business, then let you go run with it immediately the next week. Run with it for 30 days, then we'll come back together, do a retrospective at that point and say, okay, what's working? What's not working? What do we need to change or address? Teach some more, and then let's go repeat the process here. So it's designed as a journey, and that's a phrase or a term I'll keep using here, that this is not something that you, again, very quick implementation, very dabble with or whatever through some webinar that you go watch online. This is a long-term journey to impact change, affect change within your organization, help it to grow, and simply run more smoothly. So this process starts off with a 90-minute meeting, a 90-minute coaching session between me, you, and your entire leadership team. So the goal here of this session is simply to provide more details around the EOS model, exactly how EOS gets implemented, what it means in your business, how it impacts your business, and really allow you to ask any questions or anything at that point to understand what we're about to embark on from a journey perspective. After the 90-minute meeting, we'll go into the very first day as a focus day. Now, this is a full day working session between you again and your leadership team. So we'll have everybody in the same room, everybody working through a series of tools initially really to help you gain some initial traction that you can take back into your business, start implementing immediately, and start to see some results, start to get some of that muscle memory built up as you go along in your process. Now, from a fee perspective or a session type setup, my entire fee is based upon the session day itself, and it's 100% guaranteed. So as we go through this day, I will ask you, okay, are you getting value? Are you am I meeting expectations, kind of a thing, for what you're wanting to get out of this? If you're not, then we move on. That session day we figure out, regroup, whatever we're going to do with that session day. If you do get value out of it, you write me a check on that session day, and that's it. There's no contracts, there's no lock-in, there's nothing like that. My involvement here in your business is simply to get you success, to make sure you're achieving value or receiving value out of this process. And it continues up until the point that you're strong enough in this process that you no longer are getting extra value out of my involvement here. So 30 days after that focus day, we'll come back and regroup for the first of 2 vision building days. And again, this is, like I said, 30 days after this. So this is time that you've gotten to take those initial tools, start working with them in your business. And in the vision day, first day, we'll actually spend the first part of the day kind of doing a retrospective. We'll go back and look, okay, how has the implementation been for using these tools? Have you gotten acceptance with it? Have you run into any problems, any areas that we need to go back and clarify exactly how the tool works or what it's meant to do? Then in this vision building day, what we'll actually spend the rest of the day working on is defining your vision and then defining out what we refer to as a VTO, or a vision traction organizer, which you can find more information about in the vision component in the model video if you want to take a look over on our YouTube channel there. But the idea here is to start building up that vision, building up that consistent, cohesive picture for the rest of your team to follow. And then again, 30 days after this, we'll go back and do vision building day 2. Follow the exact same process again so that we actually come through, do a retrospective, what's working, see that hopefully you've got some of that muscle memory built up and that we're moving forward, making progress there. And then we'll come back and finish out the second part of our vision at that point, because a lot of times defining out that vision can be one of the most challenging things that a business runs into. And it typically does take over most of those 2 days. So once we've gotten the focus day and these 2 vision days implemented, then at this point we've got most of the tools, most of the foundational work that we need taken care of. So what we move into is really what we call a quarterly pulse. So the idea is really to move your business into a 90-day world here, to where you sit there and work in the business, come up after 90 days and say, okay, take a look back. Have we made our goals? Have we come up with what we needed to do for this quarter? Great. Let's reset, define new goals here, figure out, okay, what we're going to do for the quarter going forward, head back down the business and keep going. And we go through this Q1, Q2, Q3, and then typically a 2-day annual process where at the annual, we're looking at, okay, bigger picture, what's a 1-year plan or a 3-year plan, things like that we need to go identify and potentially update for the coming year. So that process typically takes a little bit longer on that annual, but then we just sit here and cycle. And it really depends at this point on your team, on your business, as to how quickly you get this. Because obviously my goal, again, is to make sure that you get this implemented, make sure you get this foundation strong within your business so that you can graduate and move on. Now, I'll say most clients, when I'm working through this process, it's about a 2-year process kind of a thing here to really get that foundation solid, get everybody moving the right direction, and really get that well-oiled machine tuned up, ready to move forward, really giving you that kind of progress in your business that you want. And then honestly, at that point, you're free to graduate kind of a thing. That there's, like I said earlier, there's no lock-in, there's no requirement that you've got to stay a certain period of time or do this. Some clients will do it faster, some clients do it longer. Some clients like me even just sticking around just to be that third-party facilitator or that third-party coach at that point just on their quarterly basis. So it really depends upon you as to how long this process takes. The main idea here is just as long as you continue to get value out of this process, then we'll keep going with it. So that's really the very quick view of the entire EOS implementation process and what I can bring from a implementer standpoint to your business. So I want to close here with a quick little quote from Gina Whitman, the original founder of EOS. And his comment is that vision without traction is simply hallucination. So the idea here is that it doesn't matter how great of an idea you've got, what your grand vision is. If you can't bring that vision down to the ground, get your team actually implementing it, make sure they're accountable, make sure they're disciplined in their implementation, then your business is going to spin the wheels in the mud kind of a thing. You're not going to get the traction. You're not going to get the movement forward that you're looking for out of that business. And this is really where EOS really shines from an entrepreneurial standpoint, is getting you that visibility, making sure you've got the right people, the right tools, the right processes in place to give you that traction and be able to realize your dream going forward. So obviously this was a very quick overview here of the EOS process. There's many more resources up on my website at admentus.com. If you haven't seen the book Traction, jump up there. Again, you can download the first chapter for free and read it through there. If you've got any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. We can set up that initial 90-minute consultation, just give you a little bit more deep dive on that for you and your leadership team. But just, again, any questions, anything I can do to help, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, take care. Thank you.